What's up?
What the fuck is up? I'm Hannah.
I'm Eric.
And this is the Mental Mosh Pit.
Welcome to the Mental Mosh Pit.
This is going to be a quickie for you. You can always have time for a quickie. This one is all about, are you possibly causing your own stress? Partially?
Yeah. In what ways?
Well, what ways would that be? I think, one, we need more fun in our lives in general. So just finding time for more fun, actually getting that in, maybe one thing a day. What is it? Something, we should call it something. Wouldn't that be so cool? Saving the day. One thing to save the day. Wasn't there a video on that?
I don't know.
So one thing that you could be doing, maybe to cause more stress in your life, is you need to reframe things when negative things happen.
Absolutely.
Are you good at reframing things?
Not usually. I don't know, Hannah. Am I good at reframing things?
You've been better. You're killing it.
Like, been better as of the past, or I've been doing better?
You've been doing better.
Oh, there we go. See?
All
right. Well, I'll tell you, I had the chance to read a book that's been on my, for a long time, actually. It's been on my list to read. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And while it sounds kind of cheeky and maybe a little bit cliche, it's actually a really great book because it challenges you to figure out what's fucking your life up. And how it does that is it helps you redefine values and how you measure them.
What do you mean by that?
Like, here's a perfect example. If my value is working really hard, but it's causing problems, I must not be measuring it the right way. Because by my measurement, it's great, but it's obviously causing other problems. So it helps people to kind of re-examine their life and figure out, maybe my values suck. Maybe because my values suck, my communication sucks. And then my communication sucks because my values suck. And then my interpersonal relationships suck because of that. And maybe even my personal relationship with myself sucks because of that. So it's been a really amazing book to kind of reframe, talking about that. Reframe your life and really see things from a different perspective.
Yeah, I like that. That's really cool. I think you were talking about choosing where you give your fucks.
Yep.
Like, oh no, the dog had an accident in the house. That's okay though, because we actually chose him and chose this fuck to give. Yep. And it's okay, you know?
Well, shout out Mark Manson, if you're out there listening to this. He actually talks about, he had all of his fucks invested in things that weren't really bringing him joy. And what do you say? You always say the Marie Kondo, is that right?
Marie Kondo?
Marie Kondo, is that right? You always say, does this bring you pleasure?
Does this bring you joy? Does this spark
bring you
joy?
Yeah,
does this make you go, ding, yay?
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I haven't seen it.
You know what I mean?
Well, I know it from you.
Okay.
By proxy, but I don't know what the show is. But either way, it's all a universal thought that does this relationship give you joy? Does this, and it's part of that reframing of oh, cool. Well, we're all going to die. As sad as it is, we only have a limited number of fucks to give. What are we giving them to?
And especially today, what are you giving your fucks to?
Oh my God. Especially in
Are you going to get mad about some spilled milk? Or are you going to get mad about, I'm trying to think about it.
Well, and that's where that feedback loop goes. Lots of people with anger issues are wow, I spilled the milk, and then they get angry that they got angry, and then they're angry that they're thinking about that they're angry, and it just keeps going. So
exactly.
But, that's an entirely different issue.
So since this is a quickie, let's just think about a couple ways that maybe you are honestly causing your own stress. Maybe you're procrastinating in life,
fuck.
which
That's a big one in the book.
Eric and I know majorly. We're trying to be better at, both of us, because it's been hard. But I think we've figured out ways of dealing with something head on, and instead of putting it in the back or putting it on a list, we're like, let's get it done right now, which has been awesome. Maybe another way, you have overcommitted yourself. We also know that one too well.
Jesus. I'm also a mentally divergent,
Me too, yeah.
neurospicy individual. So
Yeah.
my brain goes a million directions at once, and some people don't know how to handle that. And
Yeah.
that has caused me a lot of crazy shit over the years.
Yeah.
But speaking to that, though, is that when I start to dabble in things, I have a hard time committing and finishing them.
Yeah, totally. And like, I don't know, I like to dip my toe in a whole bunch of things. Like, I like to do stained glass, and I like to do music, and I also like to bartend, and I also like to go out in nature. And like, I don't think those
do
are all bad
podcasts.
things. And fucking podcasts.
Here we are.
Oh my God. And then another way that maybe you're causing your own stress is you're always trying to be too perfect. Perfectionism.
Yeah.
I know that one too well as a Virgo. Oh my God. I need everything to be perfect, and I'm trying to be better and being like, it's okay. It's the best I got.
This is
It's good
legit
enough.
why I record our own music, because I don't have the funds to do so. Shout out Van. I'd love to use Van to like mix our songs, but I do it because I'm a perfectionist, and I think I know what I want, and I think I can get 80, maybe 90% of the way there myself.
And we're broke musicians. So paying other people's
there's
hard.
that. Yeah. Anyway, but like, and you know, I get all these projects, and it's piece of that procrastination piece. And,
Totally.
The neurospicy. What else you got?
Another thing you may be doing to cause your own stress is negative self-talk. We just talked about that in the last episode. If you haven't listened,
Look
go
up
listen.
episode 2.
Yeah. And then maybe you have poor time management.
Hey, we're getting better.
We're better.
Yeah, we're getting better.
getting way better. See, we've done a lot of things that have caused our own stress, but I feel like the last, maybe it's even the last 4 months, we are fucking figuring our shit out.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Maybe you're avoiding something. Maybe you're avoiding a conversation or a feeling you have. And maybe you have a lack of boundaries with a person or with a situation or something.
Well, boundaries are your own. Let's talk about that. You can't affect other people's boundaries. You can only affect your own. So that's another big thing that I struggle with. I struggle hard with that. Is cool. These are my boundaries. They affect me, and not trying to project them to other people because not everybody lives in your airspace. And what I've learned to do to affect that in a positive way is, I had all these boundaries for myself, but then I was trying to affect other people's boundaries. And I realized through, whether it's jobs or playing music, that I can't affect other people's boundaries. If they can't respect mine, then bye-bye.
Yep.
And if I can't put decent boundaries up for myself in what I want to work on, what I'm capable of working on, and what I want to do for my human accelerated performance, as I like to say, which is a great class that I've taken several times through different employers, then I know that I can't be around that person because they haven't installed proper boundaries for themselves that play well with mine.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. Well, we just wanted to bring a lot of these up and do this quick episode just because it's important to talk about this. You may be causing your own stress. You're not even thinking about it.
Yep.
Now, these patterns are hard to get out of, and recognizing these patterns can help you take steps to reduce self-induced stress, promote healthier coping strategies. So we hope you helped a little bit, and something to think about.
Last thing I want to say about this is all of our stress and everything that we deal with are all just part of our neural pathways. We have created these almost like wagon wheel ruts.
Fight, flight.
Kind of, yeah. Well, and absolutely, I'm sure that's a big part of it. It's fight or flight process. Like, I mean, because those are the two choices. I mean, it's kind of that's
third
caveman. Well, and a lot of that doesn't serve us today because we're not looking at predators or, going after our own food. We're not on Naked and Afraid. But
there's 4. Sorry. Fight, flight, freeze, and fawn.
Huh.
Sorry, I remember learning that, and it was really interesting.
Well, we're all having pathways, and we have done them for years. So these pathways that we've learned, they're like wagon wheel ruts. And I had something else to say about this, but I don't remember what it was. But the wagon wheel ruts that we create are really hard to get out of. I mean, it's really, really hard. You have to really work to get out of it, and then it's very easy to just slip back into the same practice and slide back into those wagon wheel ruts. This is something I even notice, whether it's me or other people that I've played music with. You define those boundaries, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, what is going on? And so that's probably a big thing that's really been difficult for a lot of people, whether they're working with other people, playing music with other people. And those are pathways that everybody has. But if their pathways and your pathways don't work well with other people, you don't play well on a team. And that's something that's very difficult. And, we're not on this planet alone. We're not in the middle of a 70-mile area in the forest where we don't encounter other people. Our community and really our interactions in society are based on dealing with other people. So it's very, very important to be aware of your own mental pathways. And this is something that I'm putting a lot more focus on than I used to. I just didn't put a lot of focus on my own mental pathways that maybe made interpersonal relationships hard or work hard or whatever it is. Or even you talk about the procrastination. That's a pathway. It's really hard to get those wagon wheels out of that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it's on the list. I'll get back to it, or I'll get there.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. It's very interesting. But definitely causing your own stress. Add more fun to your life. Stop thinking so negatively about things. Maybe change things around a little bit.
Go on a walk.
Go on a walk. Go to nature. Go, put your bare feet in the grass. It's about that time of year.
Do you know what the worst thing you can do is? Doom scroll.
Oh my God, and
Just
we're
get on
so
your phone.
bad about it. We're trying to do better, but holy shit, we're all subject to that.
Well, and you know why?
Hard.
Because we see all these smiling faces speak of the stuff, we talked about it the last episode, the stuff that you're supposed to do and you're supposed to just excel at. Well, when you go on Facebook, it's really easy, or Instagram or whatever, to see all these smiling pictures and faces and events and blah. And I mean, we're even for it. Like, I want to be a little more real even with the stuff that we post with As For Your Eyes, because some days suck, man. And you know what? That's real. And unfortunately, social media gives off this kind of best of real. It's just like this. It reminds me of the Oscars where they're inducting somebody into the Lifetime Achievement Award or whatever the fuck. I don't watch the Oscars, so I don't know if they have that. But you know what I mean? The Rock Awards or the Rap Awards, whatever you're into. And you see that and you're like, wow, my life sucks. Seriously.
I'm not doing something fun today. I'm not out on a boat, or I'm not traveling the world right now. I have to go to work. You have no idea what's going on in that person's life. So, yeah.
Well, and I think that it's just an unrealistic thing. There's a lot of negativity on social media too. But the point of this is take a deep breath. Go outside. Go walk to the post office. This is what I do. And I work from home, so it's very easy to be depressed and be inside and feel very trapped. It's a double-edged sword. There's really some amazing liberties that I can take with my job, but there's also some things that are very difficult. And I feel like I'm going insane. I've been editing photos for 5+ clients the last 3 days that, I don't leave the house. I don't see sunlight. I just stare at a screen, and it's so negative. So negative.
Yeah, definitely. Think about where your thoughts are at,
Yeah. Well, and something that I do for me is if I'm really having anxiety and I get into that feedback loop in my brain and I'm being the saboteur and I'm having problems, is I look at something, I look at the texture and the color, and then I focus on all my senses. I will smell and see, like, what am I smelling? I'll even taste and be like, gosh, there's my mouthwash or whatever. And then I listen. And if I hear the dogs or cars going by, it just like puts me back into here, and it gets me out of thinking of whatever dumb bullshit I'm thinking about at that moment.
Totally. Yeah.
So,
well, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. There's a practice for you all to hopefully help with some of that stuff. Don't overthink. Don't overwork. And
have more fun.
Treat yourself with love. It's important.
Absolutely.
We are, this is Hannah. I'm Eric. We are part of As We Rise, band from Colorado, and we believe in positive mental health for everybody, and especially the metal community. So hope you hang out with us on the next episode. Check back on our previous episodes if you want to hear anything that we're doing, and we will see you soon.